I always thought I married a spreadsheet. Not a man. A spreadsheet. With legs. Derek color-coded our groceries. He had a bedtime routine that included facial mist, 2 alarms set 7 minutes apart, and a podcast about ancient coins. We hadn't had spontaneous sex since Obama was in office. But I was comfortable. Comfort is like mashed potatoes, warm, familiar, and guaranteed to make you sleepy. And sleepy I was. Until I woke up. It started on our 12th anniversary. I spent the day making reservations, shaving my legs in both directions, and steaming the dress he once said made me look like a scandal at a wine auction. I was glowing. Derek texted at 5:12 p.m. I'm running late from work. Be home soon. Don't wait to order. At 9:47 p.m. he still hadn't shown up. No calls. No texts. His phone was off. I imagined everything from a car crash to a kidnapping by minimalist interior designers. So I drove home. The house was dark. Empty. But his laptop, his sacred, untouched laptop, sat open on the kitchen island. I shouldn't have looked. But I did. There it was. An email. Subject line, "The goats miss you." I do too. From Lola at breathawithgoats.com. Goats? What kind of code was that? I opened the message. 3 images. Derek, shirtless. Derek, laughing. Derek, in a downward dog position, while a goat stood majestically on his back. My jaw dropped. So did my stomach. The message read, "Today's session was amazing. Waffles really connects with your energy. Same time tomorrow?" Waffles. A goat named Waffles. My marriage was being threatened by a farm animal named after breakfast. I didn't sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling fan like it had answers. Maybe the blades would spell out why in Morse code. The next morning, I googled breathe with goats. Boom. First result, mindful goat yoga retreat, reconnect with nature, yourself, and Waffles the goat. Location, Mudlick, a town that sounded like it was made entirely of mud and disappointment. I called in sick, packed trail mix and revenge, and drove 97 miles in silence unless you count the sound of my teeth grinding. Mudlick wasn't a town. It was a sneeze. A gas station, 2 churches, and a yoga barn that looked like Pinterest threw up. I parked behind a hay bale and waited. 10 minutes later, he appeared. My husband. My predictable, punctual, khaki-wearing husband, in spandex. And not just any spandex, forest green yoga pants with little goats printed on them. I almost screamed. Then came her. Lola. Legs for days. Smile like wheatgrass. The kind of woman who says I don't own a microwave like it's a personality. She tossed her hair and handed him a smoothie. They laughed. Then a goat nuzzled Derek's thigh and he giggled. I blacked out from rage. Or low blood sugar. When I came to, I was halfway into the barn. I didn't even knock. I just stormed in. Are you seriously cheating on me with a goat cult? Everyone froze. Derek dropped his smoothie. Lola clutched a yoga mat like a weapon. Claire? Derek said, blinking. I can explain. I folded my arms. Oh please. By all means. Enlighten me, goat guru. Lola stepped forward. We're not a cult. We're a mindfulness collective that incorporates goats into healing practices. Oh, so it's healing now? I said. Getting hoof stomped in the spine is spiritual? The goat, presumably Waffles, let out a tiny bleat. As if insulted. Derek looked panicked. It's not what it looks like. It looks like you're having an emotional affair with livestock, I snapped. Then, to my horror, tears welled up in my eyes. Not because I missed him. Because I missed myself. Somewhere between meal planning and tax prep, I had disappeared. And now my husband was finding himself, in downward dog with a farm animal. I turned to leave. But Lola stopped me. Wait, she said. I know this is messy. But you seem tense. Want to join a class? I laughed. Hard. Is this how you recruit? Emotional blackmail and goat bribery? She shrugged. Sometimes it works. And that's how I ended up barefoot in a barn, face down on a yoga mat, with Waffles the goat sniffing my hair. So there I was. Surrounded by people who smelled like patchouli and kale breath, lying on a mat that had clearly seen things. Waffles climbed on my back. I didn't know whether to cry, sneeze, or admit that it felt kind of nice. Lola spoke in a voice like herbal tea. Breathe in. Let the goat guide you to your truest self. I exhaled sharply. Mostly to avoid screaming. To my left was a woman named Starfire, who wore a crystal on her forehead and said she could talk to Moss. To my right was Chad. A 6 feet 4 inches ex-finance bro who claimed goat yoga cured his chronic sarcasm. Me? I was still trying to figure out how I went from meal prepping quinoa bowls to being used as furniture by a goat named Waffles. Then Derek made it worse. After class, he cornered me near the barn sink. Claire, I didn't mean for you to find out this way. Oh, you mean accidentally leaving goat flirtation emails open? Genius level mistake. He sighed. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I felt lost. And you found yourself in spandex and barn animals? He nodded. With Lola, I feel alive. I blinked. You're breaking up our marriage for a smoothie witch who thinks goats have chakras. He didn't even deny it. And that's when it clicked. He didn't deserve anger. He deserved to be outweirded. So I stayed. Not for him. For the goats. And for the most glorious, chaotic revenge plan ever born from hay, humiliation, and heartache. I went full goat. Morning meditation with goats. Afternoon journaling with goats. Evening kombucha. You guessed it, with goats. I became a regular at the retreat. Not as Derek's wife. But as Clara, the spiritually awakened woman who believed Waffles had a message for humanity. Starfire welcomed me with open arms. She said I had barn goddess energy. Even Chad started quoting me on his fake podcast. Derek? He panicked. Especially when Lola started giving me more attention. Clara, she said one day, you've really bloomed here. Have you ever led a session? Oh, I led one. And I filmed it. Me, standing in front of a circle of overly flexible adults, dressed in an all-linen jumpsuit I stole from the Lost and Found. I raised my arms. Breathe in. Become one with the goat. Let go of earthly attachments. Like cheating husbands. People laughed. They thought it was improv. It was therapy. I posted the clip to TikTok. Caption: when your man cheats, so you become queen of his goat cult. It went viral overnight. 3 million views. 100,000 likes. Brands started DMing me, want to collaborate with Goatwear? Can we send you free oat milk? Even Waffles had a fan account. Derek lost it. You're making fun of me. He shouted after I filmed a parody class where I dressed as him and had Waffles break up with me dramatically. No, I said. I'm healing. Publicly. Loudly. And without standing engagement. Lola wasn't mad. In fact, she started backing away from Derek. I didn't know you were married, she said. He sputtered. I mean, we were on a break. We weren't. We were on an anniversary. After the viral success, people started showing up to the farm just to see me. Are you the goat divorce lady? Can Waffles bless my crystals? Do you still talk to your ex? I answered every time, no. But Waffles does. Derek tried to reclaim his dignity. He started his own goat yoga YouTube channel, Man, Goat, Inner Peace. It had 7 subscribers. 2 of them were probably his mom. Lola left him. Not out of spite, just clarity. You're not growing, she told him. You're just stuck in goat limbo. He moved back to the city. I, however, was thriving. I got invited on podcasts, dumped but zen. Namaste and slay. Even Oprah's assistants in turn liked one of my reels. But it wasn't about fame. It was about reclaiming power. In a linen onesie. With hooves. The farm hired me as their social media manager/vibe curator. I renamed the place, Goat Redemption Ranch. We sold merch, cheat on me and meet the goats. Get hoofed, Derek. Waffles got a brand deal with a vegan granola company. And I wrote a book. Zen and the Art of Goat-Based Vengeance. On the last page, I thanked Derek. Because if he hadn't cheated, I never would have discovered the magic of revenge, rebirth, and farm animals with attitude. So yeah, my husband left me for a goat yoga instructor. And I became the queen of the goats. Sometimes, the trash takes itself out, and leaves behind a viral empire.